Using horde encounters as a way of encountering shiny Pokemon en masse is a very easy concept to understand, as the dynamics of it are just so simple, and honestly I don't think this video is going to require too much explanation, and thus this video won't be too long. But I'll explain everything anyway. Horde encounters was a new thing introduced in Pokémon X and Pokémon Y that enabled you to encounter 5 Pokemon at a time rather than the usual one, and thus horde encounters and battling horde encounters was a very useful method of EV training your Pokemon very quickly. And also something people used to do was use horde encounters as a way of encountering shiny Pokemon very quickly. The rate of encountering shiny Pokemon without any multipliers is 1 in 4096. Using horde encounters, that rate obviously increases to 5 in 4096, which is around 1 in 800. So already the odds are increased massively, and thus would mean you encounter shiny Pokemon a lot quicker. Using the shiny charm is a reward for completing the national Pokedex and then showing your completed Pokedex to Professor Birch. The shiny charm increases the odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon in the wild from 1 in 4096 to around 1 in 1024. Coupled with horde encounters, the odds go to around 1 in 200, which is a fantastic rate. Every 200 horde encounters, there or thereabout, it could be less, it could be more, you'll encounter a shiny Pokemon, which is fantastic. It's a lot quicker than using maybe even the Dex Nav, and it's certainly a lot quicker than just encountering one Pokemon out in the wild, one after another. So using horde encounters is a very underutilized yet fantastic method of encountering shiny Pokemon. The odds are a lot lower than the Masuda method, heck, maybe even lower than the Dex Nav, as I've already said. Fantastic method of encountering shiny Pokemon. There's a couple of things you're going to want on your party. You're going to want a Pokemon that has the move Sweet Scent just to encounter horde battles. You're going to need a Pokemon with Sweet Scent. That is a requirement if you want to fulfill this method. You're also going to want a Pokemon that is capable of running away from wild battles against horde Pokemon, I guess. So just a high level Pokemon will do the job fantastically there. You'll also want a Pokemon that's capable of taking out the Pokemon around the shiny Pokemon when you actually encounter it. So I've got Swampert here. It can just waterfall every Pokemon around, either the Zubat or Bagon I'm going to be encountering using horde encounters. So yeah, just make sure you have a powerful Pokemon on your team. Maybe a Pokemon with Spore and Full Swipe and stuff like that would be useful, but that's pretty much it. You might also want a Pokemon with the ability Synchronize and the target nature you want the Pokemon to have. For example, I've got an Adamant Gardevoir here with Synchronize, which should make a perfect ability for Bagon. Synchronize means it passes the nature of the Pokemon with 50% odds, if that makes sense. That's a poor explanation, but I hope you guys get what I mean. You guys might already know what it does, so yeah. That's pretty much it as well. You don't really need super repels or anything like that. There's a link in the description to all the Pokemon you can encounter using horde encounters. The list honestly is a little bit short. You can't encounter every single Pokemon using horde encounters, but there are a few good Pokemon you can encounter. For example, Bagon here in Meteor Falls in this specific cave right here, which is great. If you want a shiny Bagon, this is probably the easiest method of doing that. There's a few other good Pokemon as well. There's a list in the description, as I've said. All you need to do with this method is just use Sweet Scent, and that's it, and run away from the horde encounter. If you don't encounter a shiny Pokemon in the horde battle, that's perfectly fine. Just run away and continue to do this until you do encounter a shiny Pokemon. Of course, there's no way of actually 100% getting the shiny Pokemon you want if the horde battles have more than one Pokemon in it, but yeah, very, very, very easy method, and honestly doesn't require too much explanation. So I'll just simply showcase one more horde battle. The odds are in your favor. It will take a while, but that's the same with all shiny methods, I guess. Shiny hunting methods. it's going to take a while. You're going to need persistence, but this is one of the easier methods, as it honestly doesn't require anything of any real note. It's a very passive way. You don't really need to pay too much attention to this method. You can do it while watching TV or something like that, or browsing YouTube and watching my videos. Hint, hint, no, I'm kidding, that's such a jerk move to say. But yeah, that was just me trying to be funny. It's a very easy method, so I highly recommend it. I think that's pretty much it for all the explanation. You don't really need anything else, so I hope you guys have found this video useful. A like as always would be really appreciated, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.